telling me something. I don't think I ever saw it.
He never brought it home.
Okay.
Because I've heard this story from Mr. Slagle's perspective,
Yeah.
Uncle Scott's perspective, and this is like a whole legend.
Okay.
So,
legend.
Uncle Scott had told me at Thanksgiving last year, because I'd heard this story from you, and I heard it from Uncle Scott a couple times, but he said at Thanksgiving that he's almost 100% sure that he just put it back where he found it, and that it's probably still there.
Yeah.
And at the end of last year, like in May, Mr. Slagle was our sub, and I knew that Mr. Slagle was the teacher for Uncle Scott at that time because Uncle Scott like showed it to him. He's like, "What in the world is this thing? And why does it have my name on it?" Like, so imagine Uncle Scott's confusion when he finds that in the physics lab, and it's got almond scratched on the handle, but he's like, "What in the world is it?" And
That's funny.
I talked to Mr. Slagle when he was my substitute one day, and he said he knew exactly where it was, and he went and he found it, and he gave it to me.
Oh,
and
tell the funny story about when he gave it to you, Mr. Moore's right.
Oh, Mr. Moore, I was in social
And who's
studies.
Mr. Moore?
He's the history teacher,
He's
the
the
U.S.
history
history.
teacher,
So
okay.
I was in Mr. This is like I had Mr. Slagle like second period. This is like in the afternoon, like later in the day, and Mr. Moore is like in his class doing notes or whatever. Mr. Slagle walks in with this thing, and he's like carrying it. Like Mr. Slagle's like kind of weird dude, right?
Yeah.
And everyone like kind of knows like Mr. Slagle's a bit weird. And Mr. Slagle just goes to Mr. Moore. He's like, "Hey, can I see Charlie outside, please?" And he's carrying this like thing.
They spank you.
Yeah. And then of course I knew what it was. I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I walk outside, and he's like, "Yeah, here's this. This is awesome." And I'm like, "Thank you so much." And we talked for a couple minutes, and I come back in with this thing, and Mr. Moore's like, "So, did he hit you with it?" Or yeah.
So, what did Mr. Slagle taught what when he was
Physics.
He taught physics
okay?
all the way until like 2000, and then he taught chemistry until he retired.
All right, and where is the physics class? Is it in a
Isn't the science hallway, which
Bill,
I'm not
you
sure
had it,
existed
didn't
when
you?
you were there.
I
on
did.
the?
Because I think
Oh,
I know
okay.
Mr.
Betsy.
Tant built the whole thing. Like,
Okay. Mr.
Yeah.
Tant?
yeah, Mr. Tant like designed the whole science hallway.
Oh, okay.
He always
because
makes sure we
our
know that
physics
when.
class was
I didn't
in
know that.
It is in the senior high hall on the lower level, all to the north.
No, yeah. So there's a whole when you walk through the school, there's a whole science wing, which is
Yeah.
like I don't think that existed when you went to high school.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So the funny thing about that board is that's the second board.
I can give you the
Charlie,
first one. Where's the first
go
one?
get
Oh,
the-
it's down here.
Charlie,
Downstairs.
you came over to get a
I
board.
came over to get a board, and you guys were both here. I'm like, oh, thank you so
It's
much.
for
This is
another
awesome.
project or something.
And
Then you promptly
I promptly made a fatal
misspelled.
error. I misspelled the word coefficient in engraving, and so my dad had to go get a second board from you, right?
All right, turn it around, Dad.
Turn the back of
Turn
it.
around.
Look at the back of it.
Well, so that was me, because on the programming, when you do the letters like that,
Yeah.
I can center it to the size of the laser cutter, because I engraved it on